So, welcome to a retake because I just talked for 45 minutes without my microphone on. Kindly pointed out by VASSL with Stu. Thanks for that. So I'm going to replay what happened for the last 40 minutes. And before I do that, I'll talk about what happened at the end of mission number 2. So, mission number 2, if you recall, was a river assault. I basically had to cross, you look at the mini-map here, had to make forward across the river, find a way to come around behind these enemy and take out these positions here, for which I was able to secure at least this section of enemy terrain here. End result was an overwhelming victory, 42 for me, 13 for the Russians. In the process, I lost one squad from my company, and I lost a 9-2 leader. Now there was a total of 7 victory points counted, so all those other ones came from my reinforcements, of which I had plenty. So that's what I like to see as a solitaire player. I like to have any reinforcements take all the damage, so my company survives relatively unscathed. So maybe a little bit cheesy to play it that way, but luckily it worked out in my favor in that regard. So what you can see here is a summary of what happened. You can see my starting friendly order pad going into the mission, and you see what I ended up with when I left the mission. Promotions, at the end of it you roll for field promotions to your officers, as well as your squads might become better quality. I'm playing an elite company SS, so they're not going to change from 468, nor will they be less. They'll always be 468, so that's really not applicable for me. But if you play other standard games, the battle hardening effects could occur to your betterment. However, one of my leaders did get promoted at the end of the battle. It's now an 8-1, and I gained a second 8-1 as a reinforcement to replace the 9-2 that was taken from me by a sniper. So that's basically the summary of what happened in the last round. Fairly successful. Took about, I believe, 11 or 12 turns to do a big flanking along the southern edge of the enemy positions, and I was able to secure those points. Unfortunately, I was not able to get another squad reinforcement. I rolled a 6, and because I need a 5 or less to get the reinforcement, I did not get it. Actually, I did the reverse. I rolled a 5, which would have meant I would have got 1 squad. However, because I won the game, I get a +1, which made it a 6, and therefore I did not get a squad. So I'm down to 10 squads and 1 half squad. That brings us into mission number 3, which is going to be a hold the line mission. I rolled well for fortification points, which is something that you can get in the hold the line mission. The holding force, i.e. the friendly, can get fortification points, and they can also get a module of OBA or infantry guns. I'm getting the infantry guns because one of the special rules for the campaign I'm playing, the SASLHC Barbarossa from Hans Mielens, says no OBA, just 7 infantry guns. I also make a note of this enemy RE here. Anything greater than a 61. Basically, if I roll a 6 and I color die, the enemy is getting air support. Which could be interesting. Last game there was not a lot of enemy REs, so hopefully it's not overwhelming, but I could very likely get a lot of enemy aircraft coming onto the map. So this is my starting Orbat going into the mission. I took 1 squad and I deployed it, so I actually have 3 half squads, which you can see forward located here to act as scouts. Now they can set up HIP. I'm just using concealment because HIP makes it too hard to see for me, and I'm the only one playing anyways. So they're setting up HIP as advanced scouts. Their job is basically going to be to bust concealment whenever possible and slow the enemy down, because the enemy objective is to cross both map boards and exit off the top of the map, which is the west. North is on the right side here. So all these counters, and there's 70 of them, are going to be advancing across the board, and they're going to be trying to exit off the map board. My job, of course, is to try and stop them and penetrating into the rear. So playing the first mission, I rolled poorly again, and the enemy managed to get 2 artillery strikes to land on me. Both 80 OBA mortar. One, because it landed off target, becomes smoke, and the other one caused a kindle in the building that these guys here are stacked in. So I have to be wary of that. And it only deviated by 1 hex off target, whereas this deviated by 2. And so this whole area is actually smoke. It's not an FFE. I should probably change the color. Let's change that to a blue harassing. There we go. Now we can tell them apart. So they've laid smoke, which unfortunately obscures these guys here, which is basically my MG kill stack, as well as an ATR. Oh yeah, I gotta replace this. Should have been an ATR, not an LMG. All right. So I have 70 fortification points. I have 2 infantry guns, which I have here, basically to control the center and the left side. And I've also got a lot of wire in case anything tries to advance across this way. So MG kill stacks are here in the center on the top of the map. Another one here, just in case there's any stragglers and to secure that roadblock. And then my 2 infantry guns will be trying to cause as much damage as possible as well. This here is my mortar stack, setting up central position, only 13 hex range, which is about this radius right here, which is enough to bring fire down on anything that comes up the center as well. So again, my overall objective here is to advance, activate as many of these suspects as possible, which are not going to be an issue because there's so much open ground that basically the minute they exit the tree lines and become open ground, they're going to be activated. Slow them down so that I can hold on, because around turn, I believe it's turn 5, there's a chance for friendly reinforcements. Yeah, bullet number 7 here in the MSR. So, see mission end. Mission end is right down here. This is the mission end rules. So at the start of player turn 6, I make a single die roll, reinforcement die roll, and it has to be less than or equal to 1 with a -1 for every turn afterwards. And the game ends 4 turns after that. So what happens is, starting on turn 6, I'll start rolling, and with a 1 or less, and I'll get a bunch of reinforcements, which could be quite considerable to save my bacon. And the game basically ends 4 turns after that. So it's a variable number. We don't know when, so I'm going to move this game counter to number 6. And that alerts me that when it reaches number 6, I'll have to roll to see when my reinforcements roll. So it's a really hard job for the Russians. However, they're aided by the fact that I don't have much in the way of anti-armor weapons. I can fire heat from my infantry guns, and I've got 3 ATRs. Aside from that, it's close combat, which is, wouldn't like my chances too much. Which brings us to the start of turn 1. Turn 1, as I said, they get 2 artillery strikes. 1 landed just off target, 1 landed way off target. 1 becomes smoke, 1 becomes FFE, which I've already rolled for. And you can see the results, smoke and the 1 flame. It's the only thing of consequence. It didn't harm the troops at all. And now I begin the Russian movement phase, where I bring the suspect counters on 1 at a time. The number of counters is variable. It's basically a 2d6 plus 4 at the beginning of every Russian rally phase. Enters from the board from this pool here, which was a total of 70 at start. So I got off easy. Right now there's only 7 counters that are coming on board right now. So the first one up lands into the brush. Right away becomes visible, so he rolls for activation. Now my activation number is quite low again, so that was good for me. I rolled a 2, which basically means a 2 or less. It's something, otherwise it's nothing. So it is activated. A 5 becomes a 4 because there's a -1 modifier due to being an advanced attitude. So we're going to get a squad, a leader, support weapon, and the F is a symbol for smoke if the unit's capable of firing smoke. So unless it's a Russian elite, I won't have to worry about smoke. So I have a squad with a 426. I have a leader, a 4. +1 for conscript, +1 for the year, so that 4 becomes a 6, which makes it an 8-0 and a chance of being a commissar on a 1 or a 2. It is not a commissar, so it is an 8-0 leader. I probably prefer not to have commissars because I don't want too many human waves coming across. Conscripts have 3 movement, +2 for the leaders, so I'm not going to fire on it with this half squad. He's just there to break concealment, so I'm going to advance another one forward, which would be 4 movement phase, 4, and he has to stop there because I can't go up to 5. It'd be 6 to move into G8. Yeah. Second suspect lands on the brush. Roll for activation. It is activated because this unit is adjacent to it. It gets a -1. So it is now something. 6 -1 is a 5. Should be a squad leader and support weapon. So as you can see, my first 2 suspects, they're already starting to stack up. So the squad is a 7 with a +2 for the year. Is a 9, is a 527. We have a leader. A 9 should be nothing. No leader. And a support weapon. A 5, which is an LMG. Alright, so that's 2. They'll go up to here for 4. Now it could fire 2 firepower, assuming he didn't panic, but it would be at a no modifier because of the movement, and this would cancel. But a 2 is not very strong, and probably better just staying concealed. What am I looking for? You. Yeah, I'd have to roll a 6 to get a PTC. And the other unit would be with a +1, so I'd have to roll a 5 to get them all PTC. I don't like my odds. Sniper-wise, Russian SAN is a 2 and German is a 5. So if I roll really low, chances are I might get a Russian sniper on me. So let us stay. Alright, the next guy, he moves 1. Again, he becomes visible to this guy right away. Rolls for activation. Wow. This is a replay because on my original 40 minutes when I talked without anybody hearing anything, these counters here, over here, were all basically nothing. This was a squad easily reduced by mortars, but basically most of these counters were nothing. And I'm only 3 counters in and I've already activated them. So let's see what it is. Actually, I already rolled that, I believe. Yeah, it was a 7. Is a 6 is a squad. Squad is that 6 + 2 is an 8. Should be a 447. Not gonna fire now, so we moved 1, 2, 3. Or is grain 1.5? I think grain is 1.5 in season. Yeah, 1.5. 4, so that moves 4. Now I could fire my mortars on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would be 7 minus 2 for the grain. Possibly this one. I don't think so. Would be 5 or less to hit. I think I will try. Alright, so first tube to see if he panics. He panics. Second tube is good. Third tube is good. So the bottom guy panicked. And the first tubes. Alright, so first shot misses, gets acquisition. Second shot misses, gets rate of fire, and is acquired. Actually, we'll put final fire on the guy that already fired. Second shot misses, so he's acquired twice, and then the guy's acquired once. This half squad's going to be in a bit of a pickle. Now remember, they're hip, so they don't know that this guy is even here. Next counter, we go 2. Suspect counters have a native 6 movement. They just move in straight lines, and they pay normal terrain cost as they go, much like a cloaking counter. Now that squad's going to be seen by this one here, so we're going to roll for activation. It is not activated, so it's gone. We move 2. Activation roll. It's gone. This guy here, which was a tank last time. Three is nothing, so that's gone as well. And this guy here. 3's all around. What was that? Like 3 3s and 1 1, 4 dice in a row. That's crazy. So I got off easy. No tank spawned. That's it for Russian movement phase. So now we got Russian defensive fire, or the German defensive fire phase. I don't have any. I'm not going to strip any concealment. I'm just going to stay where they are. Russian advanced fire phase. Nothing's in range. Route phase. And then we go advanced phase. So they'll just advance normally. Straight lines across the way. You go into the orchards. Close combat. And the German rally phase. So, rather slow round. I gotta worry about this here now. So I'm probably going to leave the OBA. Maybe I'll come over to here and then take a position in these houses. At any rate, we have no rallies to do, so let's go right to the wind change die roll. 7, so I missed my RE by 1. And we go to German prep fire. So let's start off with the mortars. From the top down to see if they panic. So remember, I need 8s or less. So top down, 1, 2, 3. So again, he's panicked. So the -2 acquisition mortar first fires. Actually, that was the guy that was panicked, so he'll lose his concealment. Never mind. The second guy that had the -1 acquisition of 4 will hit. He'll have rate of fire. I believe a 4 will hit. Yeah, 4 should hit. +1, 2, 3, 7, Yep. Hits on the IFT, we have a 6. Six on the 3 is a PTC. He's pinned. No real consequence. Second shot, so now he's at a -2. That will miss, and no rate of fire, so he's out. And the tube that never fired last time, he'll fire now, so to hit, he'll miss. And he's acquired once. I could fire the gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What would that be? Be a base 7, however, be plus 1, 2, 3, plus 3. I need a 4 less to hit. My rate of fire is 2. Oh, wait. Wait for him to come to the other side of the green. That's going to be it for my the German defensive fire, or prep fire. So now we'll go to movement phase. So this is where I want to move. So I need this guy not to panic. Oh, a 9 or less. Good. So they're not panicked. And they will move into these woods here, going around behind the roadblock. Which means they should be able to keep their concealment. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason my line of sight tool is not working. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you guys fired and panicked. You roll to see. Oh, I should have put a counter on him. He's in command. So this 8-1 here, command die roll. He's in command as well. Which means these guys can now move. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and take up position here just in case there's any more armor that decides to come along this way. You here are going to just assault move into the trees ahead of you and take a position there. And same with these guys here. 9-2, I need a 10 or less, not to panic, so he's good. So this ATR crew is going to, where are they going to go? I think they'll sit them in this tree here. Let me move these guys first. So they're going to go 2. Yeah, they'll go here and lose concealment. 4. Oh, they can bring fire next turn on these guys here. Assuming they don't get blocked by the orchard. And then this ATR is going to move over here. That's it for my movement phase, Russian defensive fire phase. These guys cannot see anything out of range, I should say, and same with these 426, 527 squads. So no Russian defensive fire. Oh, the artillery strikes. So the way artillery strikes work, they have a chance of moving now because there's no enemy underneath them. Automatic adjustment, basically. That is definitely going to hurt in the lens in the woods. Yeah. But before resolving an FE, the player must make a random correction die roll. Determines new blast radius. So CR131. Yep, just a straight up D6 roll. So I assume it adjusts onto target, and then I do a random correction die roll 4 for 1. Which one's 1, 2, 3, 4. What path? Should have been in the house. Oh well, you're right, it is going to hurt. So we'll start over here in the woods to see if they kindle. No. These woods here. No. I basically need a 10 or higher. No, wait, woods are 7 or higher because it's EC. Let me confirm. Woods are a 9 reduced to an 8. So I have another kindle here. This house here. Nope. And then this woods here. Whew. Crappadappa. So that's a 5. Five on the 16 is a 3 check. Now they are concealed, so that should be halved again. So 5 on the 8 is a 2 check. So we need a 6 for the leader. Broken. 4, 6, 8, and we'll go top down. 3 6s. 1, 2, 3. So 2 survive, and the middle guy is broken as well. Not horrible. And this gets flipped over to an FFE. Actually, would be a C. This one here, it's firing mortars, sorry, smoke. So I've never fired smoke OBA before, if you can believe that, despite all the years of playing. Which I believe is just treated like a normal FFE, so it should be the resolution of FFE is not had versus a concealed unit, so that 5 actually should have been a 3 check, which means this guy was broken as well. Any rate, let's adjust the smoke. have 3 hexes, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, land on here. Correction die roll. 6 for 6. Way off target. 6 will be this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, why can't your OBA land like that, Stu? It's because the dice gods hate it sometimes. I know, eh? Painful into the woods. You know, I've used enemy artillery strikes in many games, and they've never followed me around like this one has. They've always huge direction of air extent, and they just fly off at different angles, and they disappear if there's nothing underneath them. So we'll see. We shall see. So this is more smoke. I should put a smoke down all those positions. I guess this would become that's advancing phase. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a lot of smoke. One, two, three. Yeah, that's right. Isn't smoke fired like a harassing? Oh my God, it's not. For some reason, I always thought it was harassing size. Oops. Derp. That makes sense, eh? Or maybe I'm mixing it up with rocket. Yeah, I think I'm mixing that up with rocket fire. So that's no good. Right, yeah. Yeah, the terminology sometimes, eh? So let's bring in a regular size FFE, which is now a FFE continuation. 80 plus OBA MTR. So Russian defensive fire was somewhat more effective. They managed to break some squads, eh? Nothing else is working. German advancing fire phase. I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could fire 3 firepower with a +1, -1. 3 -1, eh? That seems like an invitation to do a sniper check. That's fine. We won't do any. Route phase. So you want to route out of the OBA. Can't see him. So they're just going to come here. And I'm going to move the other squad as well because they'll just advance there anyways. I forgot to see if that turns into a flame. It does not, because I need a 7. Yeah, I need a 7 to kindle. To turn to a flame. Would 7 reduce to a 6 for EC conditions. And I rolled a 6, so that is now a flame. Sweet. Gonna burn the woods down. Gonna burn down my roadblock after all the trouble I had putting it up. Yeah, balsa wood roadblock, exactly. Exactly. Route phase is done, so let's go to the advance phase. That squad will advance into there. You guys are already there. You're going to advance. No, you're going to stay there. You're going to advance into that. Probably should have moved him before he got overwhelmed. If I remove my hip placement, he can become a valid target for these guys. Well, this guy gets his act together. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This guy will unhip, so he'll become visible. But stay concealed, and that way he can draw fire from these guys. Close combat phase, and then we're into the Russian turn 2. And I like to save picks as we go along. Just for records and such. Alright, so Russian rally phase, we start with the wind change. 8 is nothing. I'm the only one with rally, so let's get those out of the way. I have a leader. Oh, they should, yeah, they are a despot. 9 because of the house. 5 is what I needed, so he's not rallied. But they should be in position to stop these guys anyways by next turn, because he'll be able to rally in time for the German turn with any luck. That's it for rally phase. We go to the Russian prep fire. This is where the artillery strike could potentially be cancelled. Let me pull that up. Continuation, make a die roll for each non-correct that is eligible. Continuation of less than or equal to 2, replace it with an FFE1. So -1 for each non-hidden friendly unit in the FFE's blast area. So I roll a d6. It is not continued, so this one is gone. And according to the mission MSR, I believe anytime there's no artillery strikes, No, that's a different... I'm thinking of the Solitaire Valor of the Guards, where you have a chance of that happening every prep fire phase or defensive fire phase. So that artillery is gone, thankfully for that. These probably should have been changed to drifting gray smoke. No, did they go now? They get switched to gray now. This one here, die roll to see if it continues. It does continue. So I'll adjust 1, 2, 3. And roll randomly to see where it lands. Hopefully I go big again. 3 for 4. That'll work. 1, 2, 3. Or will it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Jesus. Really? You gotta love it. Okay, this target hex here. Snake eyes. Oof. Wow, that's the snake eyes. All right, and then we see if the woods get on fire.